caramel. Yeah, that's added. That's you never noticed that, and you can kind of see.
Well, I know the longer you age something, the more rich the color gets.
Back with another one. Some cool shit. And you do know that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Look. Now if I had $1 for every fucking bag I got, I throw a party in Delamo at my grandma's house. Tuck it down, bring the dice and T-Lee, my nigga. 6-8 for down till they free my nigga. Look, this that shit for my niggas on turn my east side with it, make that right on gun lock. Right on glad with the K-Star G-Mom. Just slide back to Nestor, I got Skyfall with me now. Look, they saying it's finna be another long hot summer in the city. Look, y'all wait to the circle, let me know you fucking with me. Carson Cash, Campbell Ave, hold on, let me get in my bag. Little past Central, nigga, you ain't even gotta ask. I've been Club Marco to Norma to throw it in the bag. Was on the Carson circuit with B Ward sitting in the back. That's 5 years ago, but now the time has passed. Now it's in crowd search to match my DA hat. Look, don't try to tell me I ain't next. I'm 25, what they got, I can't say that I'm not blessed. Some niggas don't like me, but I ain't stressed. I ain't had to walk looking over shoulders yet. Cause when it all falls down like it's Kanye West, a nigga can't say that Cash ain't rep. Nigga. Cause I don't give a fuck about none of that, I'm from Carson, California. Don't talk about my city on socials, when I see you, I'll run you over, nigga. Carson in the motherfucking house, nigga. You better watch your motherfucking mouth, nigga. Before I tell you what we motherfucking bout, nigga. I'm back in the building, I'm in my bag too. Ain't shit changed, you niggas know just how Cash do. Cash cool, sliding up Central, I'm in that black coupe. Down University to get that 10-piece full. In Louisiana, see my nigga Cardell. Emmett to the left of him and David is as well. I think that's Dada too, but shit I really can't tell. But I gotta shake the spot cause Carson Sheriff on my tail. Last time they saw me, they had trashed my shit. Asked me if I banged, just harass and shit. Asked me why I got this D hat and shit. And I told them that I don't gotta answer shit. That's not where I hang, my nigga, that's where I live at. I don't gang bang, but I'm loyal to where the crib at. He gave me back my L so my ass could dip. Before I left, I told him just like this. Cause I don't give a fuck about none of that, I'm from Carson, California. Don't talk about my city on socials, when I see you, I'll run you over, nigga. Carson in the motherfucking house, nigga. You better watch your motherfucking mouth, nigga. Before I tell you what we motherfucking bout, nigga. My nigga Vajay know that Carson in the house. Beaky, D-Ray know that Carson in the house. DC and Steel Grill know it's Carson in the house. My nigga Bam Thugger, nigga, Carson in the house. T-Dub, Monte, Carson in the house. J-Pop and T-Time know that Carson in the house. Free CT and Killer D, Carson in the house. My nigga Cousin Mo know that Carson in the house. My top notch niggas know that Carson in the house. Trap LA Crash know that Carson in the house. T-Rock, DJ Lab know that Carson in the house. My nigga Dope Gotti know that Carson in the house. Jap and Young Cougar know it's Carson in the house. BT and SS know that Carson in the house. Mike Sully, Rich Rock, nigga, Carson in the house. Rio Kevin Lane, baby, Carson in the house. My Clutch League niggas know that Carson in the house. My nigga Marshman know that Carson in the house. Meets Play Pop, nigga, Carson in the house. Solo Top, nigga, Carson in the house. My Studio Union niggas know that Carson in the house. Sporty Ray Double, nigga, Carson in the house. Even Easy and Reason, Carson in the house. The city come first, my nigga, without a doubt. Look.
Yo, it's Cliff Notes Radio. Y'all already know y'all tuned in. It's Monday night. 8 p.m.-ish has turned into 8 p.m. today because we was here earlier than the motherfucker. Man, we got to start off the show introducing everybody who here. I want to start with our guest. You know what I'm saying, man? Introduce yourself and tell them who you are. Tell them who you is, what you do, what you done did.
Man, I go by the name of Jayson Cash, and I'm from Carson, California. I've done a lot. I recently just dropped my project, Affiliated. That's available everywhere. I could have waited to plug that, but I'm going to plug it right now.
There you go.
Listen to that, then you know about me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to do too much talking and shit. You know?
Don't listen to it now. Listen to
listen to it afterwards. Listen to it afterwards.
All
but
right.
yeah.
Well, yeah. All right, so our queen of the show, you know, our lady.
Hey.
Go ahead. Show them Golden Child.
Hey. You're not going to let that go.
I can't.
All right, we're going to leave it as an insider. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Cliff Notes Radio. This is Queen MJ, also known as president of the Thick Thigh Rub Association. I'm back. I'm blessed. I'm black.
That you are.
Okay. And then we got the man who causes all the ruckus.
Oh man.
That nigga on his Trump supporter hat. Make America great. Oh no, they say UNIF. UNLV. Okay.
My God, bro.
My bad. I thought nigga I can't see from over here.
You can't read from over there.
Like he didn't seem to have the last 2 hours and shit.
My bad, my nigga.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's the lovable light skinned nigga,
Oh, that shit
aka
is
Tough Crowd T, no one other than D, and if it is, we have yet to see. And you know, Cliff Notes Radio, we live on again. The bills is paid up. You know what I'm saying? The lights is on. We all here, made it safely.
I worked hard.
You know what I'm saying?
We all worked hard to do that. Y'all done sold some things, sold some
Don't
everything
put my
but your
business
pride.
out, bro.
Cliff had to sell his body.
You know,
Again?
it's a fab. It's
Second
hey,
week in a
look,
row.
It's
But we
tax
in this
season,
motherfucker,
nigga.
though.
It's tax season, my nigga.
It's closing too. It's crunch time.
Man,
Man,
It's
couple
closing.
fat
I
bitches.
still ain't filed.
Nigga, you got a week. You got a week. Get that shit right.
She kind of fat, but she had big tits. But Jalil, so introduce yourself, brother, the man behind the
Man,
boards.
it's your boy Young Lil, aka the Black MacGyver, also known as Mr. 420 himself. How y'all doing this wonderful Monday evening?
This nigga in these sunglasses, man.
You look like Rojack.
That nigga tried to outdo me, tried to upstage me. Nigga seen my glasses, tried to stun.
Nah, man, it's been a long weekend. I done lacked on rest, so this is actually more for y'all. My face is looking mad ugly right now, and I love y'all
That's
enough
every week.
to put these shades on until next week when I got the cut and I could grace y'all with some, you know, some real humble sexiness.
I hear you, nigga. Well, y'all already know, man. It's your boy Cliff the Gift, slanging that wood, not that stick. Your man might keep it 100, but you see me, I'm gonna give you that extra inch. You heard me? I'm not the man, the legend, but the myth, the gift. It is Cliff. Y'all make sure y'all tune in for another 2018 edition. Don't switch the channel because we might slap your bitch.
Damn.
Y'all. I don't know. I just added
This
that.
nigga just
You really did, bro.
I just added that in.
That was a good one.
Nigga, it's April now. You got some new shit. What's
Yeah, I
up?
gotta work on my intro.
God
Shit.
damn, bro.
That shit, man. It's just.
We rapping already? We on the 4 months in. What's up?
Man.
I'm trying to go with it, man. But look, we got to step into our first segment of the show. It's Ain't That Some Shit? And I think MJ, tell us, what's that Ain't That Some Shit?
Yeah, so all right, so if you guys don't know, apparently Black China got into an altercation at Six Flags. That just sounds so funny to say, like,
Black China.
Like, if I didn't know who she was and I just heard Black China.
Hey,
got
it's a
into a
white,
fight at
it's
Six
somebody who live in like Brentwood who's like, yeah, you know the Black China dishes has collided at Six Flags. They just had a whole accident.
Y'all seen the video?
I did see the video.
I'm trying to pull it up for y'all right now.
Yeah.
Man.
But I'm just going to go ahead and get into it. The only reason why I heard about this story is because apparently the girl who was involved, the other party, she was on, you got it?
Get in a minute. Go, keep on doing your thing.
So she was just on social media, you know, going in because she got into a fight with Black China, bragging about it, I guess. And she looked so young. That's what was crazy. But apparently she approached Black China's daughter and, you know, touched her hand, went to go grab the baby's
on some
hand.
predator shit? Or
No,
she
not
just...
on some predator shit,
Oh,
not like
okay.
that.
On some
But
too
you
damn
know,
comfortable shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She approached her and, you know, Black China was like, responded.
We got that video ready whenever y'all ready to view
Okay,
it.
go
Play
ahead
it
and
right
show
now.
it.
Play it right now.
Yeah.
Who is that? Black China? That's Black China.
I know, that's why you don't know who that is? Oh, he's a rapper.
This shit was, right on, you dig me? You dig me? You dig me?
That's Black China.
Where's your friend?
So, do I blame her for reacting like that? Hell no, because who would just want a random bitch approaching their baby, right? But my thing is, like, sis, you could have really got at her, though. And
Yeah,
my
hey.
thing is, but it's like, when it comes to celebrities, especially when you guys know your bodyguards are with you and all that
Right.
other shit, I feel like she was doing a lot of flexing because Black China isn't a suburban type of girl. Like, I feel like you could have really got at her if you
Yeah.
really
From
the
wanted
streets.
to.
That's a high school shit. Like, you know the principal about to break that shit up. So the nigga like
That's
turning up.
literally what
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
right?
If Black China if she didn't have the little fame that she does have, she probably would have got it old girl.
She would've
and
got
they'd
at her.
have had to line that up.
I don't know. Like,
I ain't seen no like no pep in her step even walking over there. Like
I don't have kids, but it's like the people I know that do have kids. If you touch one of their kids, my nigga, it's nothing gonna stop you from getting to that person.
Exactly.
You feel me?
And the thing is, on the video, you can see it was already escalated because the girl, she ended up, the other party, she ended up fighting somebody who was a part of Blac Chyna's entourage. Yeah. So
they need a raise because they lay hands on that bitch and everybody else was
really
still.
The bodyguards need to be fired.
Right.
Wait. There's no video of the fight, right?
There's no, she
I don't
never.
Believe it. I don't believe
and
it.
that's the thing. The bodyguards don't need to get fired because what they were doing was protecting Blac Chyna and holding her back.
Yeah, but you let somebody walk up on the baby though.
Yeah, no, that's a problem. That's a security problem. But what the security did do properly was try to isolate the issue as quickly as they could, as far as Blac Chyna, because your number one is protect the asset. She's in that situation. She's the asset.
She has a lot of asset.
It ain't that crazy when your lifestyle become a business to where it's like somebody fucking with your kid, and now you got to think about your money.
Yeah. You got to risk your money to protect your child.
Y'all don't think it's a chance that shit fake?
Nah.
Y'all niggas just because of the way it look like. How do you not have the video of the fake?
I actually feel.
I feel like that is.
No, she didn't fight. The entourage was fighting.
It was a fight going on, right? So somebody got Chyna on tape swinging a little car stroller, whatever the shit was. Why they don't got the fade on tape?
That's a good.
They do got the fade.
No,
they got the fade.
That's having a good.
That's what I asked. I said, is it on fade?
Blac Chyna didn't fight anybody.
No, I'm saying, do they have the video of the actual fight?
There is a video
okay.
going around.
But even that video, it's contained because that's how you have a good public relations team. That's when you got somebody that can contain the situation. I understand you got this video. Please don't post it. I'll pay you this amount. Sign this non-disclosure. Like that's all about how if you have the type of team that can jump on that kind of shit.
Bro, she doesn't have that type of team because I've seen the videos, bro.
But I'm saying, you saw the videos, and now do you see them, like, whenever you see a situation happen where shit gets posted on social media,
if
the person has enough
power,
that shit is going to slowly, like, dissipate. I ain't seen the video yet.
Well, let me ask Cash this. Okay, so let's say, boom, 2 years from now, right?
Right.
You can't go anywhere, bro.
Right.
You go to Six Flags and it's like, Cash, it's crazy.
Right.
But let's say you're with your child, someone approaches your child, long story short, you get in a situation where there needs to be an altercation. You as a man, do you feel like at that point you need your bodyguards to step in, or do you feel like they should step in? Because ultimately you trying to protect your reputation and your ends, right?
Well, to keep it all the way 100.
Yeah.
When I know 2 years from now who actually will be my bodyguards, and they offer my neighborhood, like my whole team, everybody that's around me, like they offer my neighborhood. So it's like what I'm doing right now is to position myself to set up my homies to get paid and keep the bread coming in. So it's like niggas not even gonna let me get in no shit where it's like it's gonna fuck up where the bread coming. So any type of weird shit, a nigga like what I'm saying, like right now, like I dislocated my elbow and shit. So it's like, if I'm out with the homies and the nigga even get too close, I can almost bet every dollar I got that the homies know my situation and be like, no. We ain't even gonna let a nigga get close to Cash like that. So I don't even think I would even have to, like, worry about that shit.
And that's why I say, when I think about the Blac Chyna situation, it's like, who the fuck you got around you? Like, who are these people?
A bunch of hoes, probably?
Yeah.
But no,
I mean, they can't be too much of hoes because obviously one of them caught a fade for her.
Yeah, Ratchet
can still be a hoe and still fight though.
The fade shouldn't even.
What Ratchet don't like to fight?
Nobody should have been able to be that close to your kid, my nigga. Like that's why I say that's a problem in security.
But you know what though? Like some of these like celebrities, they use their kids. I'm not trying to say this is
pawns.
Yes, they use their kids for the photo ops, for the attention, and as props. Yeah. And I would honestly say that's probably the only way that child was even that accessible. Yeah. You making a whole thing of, you got the new nigga that you fucking with, walking with you through Six Flags, you know what I'm saying? You already posting all that shit. They know you here and all that shit. You pushing your kid. Come on, man. If you don't want nobody to get to your kid, it's not going to be like that. And I tell you like this. It's a separate thing, but I went to this... Eric Bellinger's birthday was last week, and he had a bowling event, right? And Wiz Khalifa was there. I was telling the homies the next day, and niggas was laughing, but I seen Wiz, and I was walking through, and I tried to say what's up to Wiz, and as I got, like I was walking up just for the...
nigga, hit your ass with the...
Nigga. His security...
Give you one of these?
Nigga, his security pushed me so quick, but I looked at the security, I was like, "What's up, Wiz?" Stuck my hand out to the hand. Looked back at security like, "Yeah, nigga," and kept it pushing. But it was like, but Wiz had to be cool with that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that nigga. Soon as he, I didn't even get to fully extend. And
as a man, did you feel disrespected that they did that, or it's just like
I understood, but then again, I'm like, shit, we all over here with the same party. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas is all here for his birthday, so it ain't too many like random like weirdo niggas over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's why I take it to where like the people who are around you, sometimes it ain't gonna be the nigga it ain't gonna be the celebrity who jump it off for your ass. You feel me? Right. It's a nigga who close to them who really feel like, look, this my dog and this the check right here. This my nigga. Yeah. Like I really fuck with him. This the boss. Like woo woo woo. And the same way niggas a tattletale on your ass at Walmart. A nigga is not finna let you get close to this nigga who is my man's. You feel me?
Yeah, in that moment I was like, man, fuck this nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's how I
feel.
And
that nigga lose his life over that check and fight the nigga in the parking lot at Walmart stealing some crayons.
Right. After the shit, I was thinking about it as I told the story to a couple more people. I'm like, man, I can't even be mad at that nigga.
Yeah, because
that's how my mom
used to be. Yeah.
I took one step and the nigga said,
I really respect the fact that you say you're gonna bring people from your neighborhood who you're already surrounded by.
For sure.
Like on your team. Like I really respect you for that because not a lot of people think that way, and you know you keeping that money like circulated amongst the people who you were raised with. That's really dope.
Facts.
We talked about that last week.
Yeah.
About who you bring with you and who you choosing to have around you, and does that hurt your your brain?
Right. Like. Shit, man, I've been hanging with this, you know what I'm saying? I've been hanging with the same niggas, like them two niggas over there. I've been hanging with them niggas like 10 years. Yeah. Like, not just, shaking hands and keeping it pushing. Like, niggas like, niggas, parents and grandparents, aunties and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, in my neighborhood, like, I really maneuver through my city. Like, I'm not a nigga who be like, I'm from such and such and claim they city and don't really be there. Like, no, like, you come to Carson and you go to Louisiana Fried Chicken or you at the main Arco everybody go to, it's a good chance you gonna run into me. I really be in my neighborhood like that.
The liquor store you shot that
Dell's Liquor?
Yeah, Del Amo Liquor. Like,
yeah, I'm nigga, you go to Dell's, it's a good chance you gonna see me over there.
I was living over there. The nigga Kenny,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Asian minded counter and shit. Right. Man, like I really was staying over there from. That was my first Mario, like 2013.
Right.
And I want to say I think I did see you over there, my nigga. Like a lot of like real shit.
And it's crazy. Like that's kind of like how my neighborhood is. Like I mean I'm from Carson, but the exact area in Carson that we from is Del Amo, and in Del Amo is like. Everybody go to the Arco on Central and Del Amo. Avalon and Del Amo. Yep. Everybody goes to Dell's Liquor. Everybody, it's a Walmart now, but back when it was Best Way, nigga. Like these was like regular spots that everybody goes to. Everybody go to the 99-cent store right there. Back when it was Rouse and shit. So you gonna run into niggas in the city. You might not have known these niggas like before,
that's what I'm saying. Like
but you see them so many times and shit. It start to be a shit like where you be like, oh, what up, bro? And then you be like, you don't know that nigga, I just know that nigga from Arco. And then it's like, if a nigga like, right now, present day, I could say there's a good chance maybe like 90% of niggas in DA know me or know somebody next to me. But it's like, before, like I wasn't always like as popular in my neighborhood as I am right now. But it's like, before that, if you didn't know me, you probably knew one of the niggas I hang with. Or might not have known you, but I knew the nigga. You know what I'm saying, that you be around and shit like that. So, like, that's kind of how my city is. And that's why now I still move throughout the city the same way. Like, even, like, I could get on tomorrow and I wouldn't have to walk through my city looking over my shoulder and shit like that. Because we really, like, I've been around these same people for so long. And, these niggas is, like, rooting for my shit. So, it's like, they want to be a part of it. They want to be involved. I
want to ask you about that. As being an artist, man, like a lot of these artists don't have a neighborhood fan base. Right. You feel me? They don't have the fan base they got is from fucking social media.
Right.
And that's what I really respect about you. Like your fan base is really people who know you. Like
that was intentional.
Yeah.
That was intentional. Like to keep it 100, man. Like
that's how you should do it though.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of motherfuckers that'll jump to superstardom in such a relatively fast pace,
right.
And then when that shit fizzles out, they don't have nothing.
Oh yeah, we took the steps.
But you still got your loyal soil
right
there at home. You know what I'm saying? So you always had that following.
I look at it like this, like we had the plan, like, oh, we're gonna get cracking in the city first for sure. Cause it's like after you got the city, everything after that is just a bonus. Like if you get the city behind you and you continue to represent the city always gonna move with you.
Always.
So it's like the project, like I just dropped Affiliated. The project before that was One of These Mornings, and the whole campaign was getting cracking in the city. I'm already cracking in my city. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now I'm venturing out. But it's like the city know that I put on for the city so much that they like, cat, go, nigga, go. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm holding it down.
And then you'll be gone so long that when you come home, it's like a big ass homecoming.
Shit, man.
It's like a fucking the Academy Awards or something.
I probably wouldn't be gone too long unless I really had to be. You know what I'm saying? Like unless I was really on the move.
I'm just like when your money. I mean when your music and everything just gets to a bigger plateau.
Right.
And you start touring and everything, and then when you finally come do that show in Carson, DA
right.
or something.
And you know,
the show just
crazy
for them.
Though, cause like Absol, we from the same neighborhood. I'm from the east side of Delamo. He from the west side of Delamo.
Did not know that.
Did
not know Absol was from
That's
Delamo.
crazy.
Absol from Carson, bro.
Yeah, we from the.
He rapped that shit hard.
Yeah, bro kicked the.
I ain't from here.
Yeah,
so.
bro, he's the guy. Like
Razzcast kicked the dough in, but
Razzcast don't necessarily push Delamo though. You know what I'm saying? Like
he don't. He's a little older.
He more so like he did the Carson and Watts type thing. Like his whole kick is like the C arson. Like he always said, that's like the phrase he always used. But I've heard on let me see, what CD was that? The second one. No, he was shouting out. He was like, my Delamo to the Patch bitches. Like that's a different part of.
Cabbage
the Cabbage Patch is a different part of Carson. So it's like I know he familiar, but the nigga who really pushed Delamo, like really pushed Delamo was Soul. But like I was about to say though, Soul from the west side of Delamo, I'm from the east side. However, like when they was going on tours and shit, like I remember he came off the paid dues tours with Murs, like shit, niggas was running into Soul at Wingstop and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a nigga go pick up some weed, you might see Soul chilling at the crib.
Be there.
That's just on some real shit. So I was like, he was getting, his plateau was cracking and he was touring and stuff, but he was still in the city. You might not have seen that nigga every day, but you know what I'm saying?
What do you think about artists who, you know what I'm saying, they get to a certain level and I mean, like, if we could really be realistic, like, not every artist can go back to their neighborhood or necessarily wants to, right?
That's probably because they didn't take these steps.
So, what do you think about artists who don't go back to their neighborhood? They might give back, but they're not as present.
Well, shit, I mean, if you giving back, then, you know what I'm saying, I can't never knock that. But, somebody like,
because maybe they'll like one day there might come a point where you can't just walk into the same liquor store.
Man, that nigga Kendrick be in Compton, like for real, like you know what I'm saying, like Kendrick really be still in Compton. You feel me?
What do you think about be up and down the Shaw?
Exactly. Like
it's like
well, all right. So it's interesting that you guys say this because this is a point that I wanted to make, and we're gonna get into our further discussion, but Just to ask you one question, it's like, what do you feel about the artists who got killed in their cities? Like Soulja Slim, right there in New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? And to bring it to what somebody might know out here, you can think about Chinks in New York. You could think about, it's just different artists in their city where it's like that hate be so real, like where you from. And even Boosie said it in one of his interviews, like, man, you got to get out of where you from because they be hypnotized with hatred where you at.
Man, I tell you like this, man. It could be some people that might not care for me in my neighborhood, but if they do, they not showing it. And if they do voice that, it's niggas in the neighborhood that's going to, you know what I'm saying, that ain't going to feel that because I do too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I carry it too much. And, like, just being real, like what you just said, like, niggas getting killed in their city, like, I just got shot 3 times in December, like, on the borderline of Carson, Gardena, and Compton. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't in the city, but I was like, I was close to home. Like, I wasn't even 10 minutes from the crib type shit. And the thing is, like, when I got shot and, niggas found out and seen the next day, the main call I was getting, I know this didn't happen in the neighborhood. Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas was for sure. Like, that wasn't finna go. Like,
Finna fly, yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. Like, some people might have that type of energy because of the way that the lifestyle that they might live or something like that. And I'm not trying to disrespect the dead or anything like that, but I don't gangbang. I don't walk around trying to be the tough guy type shit. You know what I'm saying? We ain't for no bullshit either. You know what I'm saying? Nigga ain't no hoes or nothing like that. But at the same time, like, I don't push no super tough guy shit. You feel me? So it's like, I think the fact that I represent my neighborhood the way I do and that I don't try to spin it like I'm something that I'm not, the niggas who do be on bullshit, they ride for me that way. Like, you ain't gotta do that. You know what I'm saying? We got that for you. So it's like, I think it's a little. I don't really think about that too much because I don't be on that shit.
Because it's niggas out here that they don't necessarily have a reason why they envy somebody or they just jealous of somebody, but they always got a point to prove, and they feel like, yeah, this nigga he on, but he get a lot of love from the city. But at the same time, he's still a touchable nigga. Right. And niggas will really go ahead and try and take full advantage of that opportunity, and they feel like making a statement like trying to X somebody like that is going to get them some fame.
Nah, I get you on that because it's like, at the end of the day, like some days I do be feeling like, damn, I might be a little too accessible. You know what I'm saying? Be like, niggas who don't know me type shit. Like, I ain't never really like kicked it with you or seen you and really shook hands with you. That be like, tapping in, like, you know what I'm saying? But
it's niggas that's afraid of the scene though, and then there's niggas that's not afraid of the scene. Like, you don't strike me as somebody like when you feel like, oh, I'm gonna go out to this show or I'm gonna go to this party and I'm gonna go to this and this and that. Not everybody's like that. Yeah, some niggas do want to stay ducked off.
Yeah, they ain't never really been my whole thing, like being in the club and all that shit. But it's like, I don't duck off and moving through my neighborhood.
No,
like, you feel me?
I know you feel it's necessary to show your face at certain places, but there's some niggas that want to be cavemen. Yeah, they only want to come when they getting paid.
Yeah, I ain't really. I don't know.
It's like something like Tory, like about Tory. Like, you don't have your social media presence is what it is, but but to people who own the scene around you, you're a popular person. You feel me? And the thing with even how you say it, Cash, like, you know, niggas in the city knew who you was, but as far as social media go, or as far as what it look like your rep is to, you know, the rapper who got 19K but ain't good in his city or ain't even a nigga like that, you're a certain, you know, you hold a different type of weight than that person. Correct. So I always say, like, man, people look at this facade of what somebody could put on social media, and I think that has put a barrier in between talent, a barrier in between what's real, a barrier in between even financial stability. Like, niggas can do certain shit for a camera that you can't maintain funny right here in front of me if you ain't really a funny nigga. You can't maintain.
You can see a chick look good, then you FaceTime her type shit. Like, the Instagram pictures looking straight, then you FaceTime her like, oh no, you know, like, you can keep a look for sure on the internet. And at the end of the day, like, that ain't really what we into. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas that's different, but I feel like we cut from a different cloth. Like my whole little thing right now is like, what you see is what you saw. Bitch, ain't nothing more to it. Ain't nothing extra. Ain't nothing behind. What you see, exactly what the fuck you saw.
With you saying that, bro, I want you to plug something because In Crowd.
Right.
Tell the people something about that right now.
Okay, so the In Crowd, as you see on my chest, that's my that's the collective that we started. And the In Crowd, basically, the whole idea about it was, like, I was taking a bus home from school one day, and like I said, when I was in school, I wasn't a popular nigga. Like, I always rap. Niggas knew me for rapping and shit. I wasn't a super fly, had all the girls type niggas, like, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't me. I knew the cool niggas, and we shook hands when we seen each other, but when they was around their friends, I knew I wasn't one of them niggas. So I was on the bus one day, and I was looking at this square-ass nigga, and I'm like, damn.
How you knew he was a square, though?
Oh, come on, bro. Like,
man, you smell it. You know, you can.
I went to school. Like, he was a nigga I went to school with.
Okay. You went to Carson?
Yeah, I went to Carson. I graduated from Carson.
Okay.
But yeah, like, I'm looking at this square ass nigga. I'm like, and I know that sound bad, but anyway, he was looking at me too, and I'm like, damn, he probably wish he was in my role, like, you know what I'm saying, like, to be accepted, to shake hands with motherfuckers and all that stuff. But I'm looking at him, I'm like, shit, man, I wish I was you. Like, nigga, you ain't got to worry about getting banged on. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about coming to school decent every day type shit. Like, ain't nobody checking for that on you. And then I just start thinking, I'm like, damn, bro, like, we both wishing we each other, but the real thing that we really want, we want to be that. And I just I made a decision to myself that day. I was like, you know what? I ain't got to dress like these niggas. I ain't got to talk like these niggas. I ain't got to hang with these niggas. I'm a cool nigga, period. You know what I'm saying? So when I started the in crowd, I wanted to recondition people's mind to what the actual in crowd is. You ain't got to look like me. You ain't got to talk like me. If that's the kind of girl you like, you know what I'm saying, like her. If you know what I'm saying.
Like fat bitches with...
Right, you feel me? If that's what you into, do you.
It's about freedom of expression.
It's about,
in the most purest way.
Changing what, you know what I'm saying, changing our whole thing, just being you. Everybody's welcome to be down with the in crowd, just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because
I love that.
Niggas don't keep it 100, bro, but I'm not about to front and act like I ain't wore a mask and pretended to be something that I'm not. At times wanting to fit in, just, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think everybody has that.
Yeah, you want to be accepted, especially when you're young. And it's like, I got little brothers, and I be thinking, like, I got a 7-year-old brother, and I be watching him. He knows every song. He knows everything that's going on. And it's like, niggas our age, they quick to sleep on you. Young niggas, they come across the music, they gonna listen to whatever they come across type shit.
And all they do is sit on the phone. So they gonna keep searching.
They just soak it up like a sponge.
So I'm like, so since the young niggas is listening to this shit first, this the message I want to kick. You know what I'm saying? To show them in school right now that it's cool to be you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
And because we got these different platforms on the internet now and everything, and you know, it's a lot easier to put something out there very quick. You know what I'm saying? And all you have to do is just take seconds to record something, put it out there. Music is much more accessible. You know, back in the day, you know, I didn't get the internet till I was fucking 10th, 11th grade in high school.
Teenage.
You know what I'm saying? So back then it was like you really had to go out and look for music.
Yeah.
You know?
Take it a step further, like,
or get your computer that disease.
You couldn't even back then, artist interviews, we wasn't watching them. You was reading them in the magazines.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like if they didn't interview that specific artist that you was curious about, you wouldn't even know what the fuck going on. Exactly. So now it's like you go on YouTube, you search a nigga name, you probably done pulled up maybe like 10, 20 interviews of a nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it's like not only is the music accessible, the person is accessible. Exactly. So if somebody stumble across my music, like when you look into me, like I take pride in kicking this type of shit, so you know, like, you know, it ain't just rap. It's bigger than that. Like, I've been rapping since I was a little kid, and I rap for different reasons back then than I do now. And at this point, I realize, like, shit, like, if you're going to say something, then really say something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that every rap you're going to hear from me is, you know, fight the power and shit. I have fun. I sip my Rossi, and you know what I'm saying? I do my shit, too. But at the same time, it's like, me as a man, like, that's the shit I'm on, like.
So when it comes to even how you say that with you being who you are outside of the music, with going back to Black China, if you when you start getting that bag,
right,
you really getting that bag, and your people slipping this day, you know what I'm saying, and somebody get to your child, are you protecting your bag or are you going at they fucking head?
To keep it 100, bro, I'm more so like on some shit, like I have to really sit there and let you know, like, no, that's out, and I'm explaining to you why. Because, like, I'm not on some shit, like, I used to be a hothead, like, all you gotta do is say a couple words, like, you know, like, my relatives, like, I had family that didn't fuck with me for that, because it's like, I used to be quick to go on 10 type shit, but it's like, I think probably because getting shot and just getting older and different things like that, and just having little brothers and don't want to see them do shit that you do, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't on no macho tough shit. I don't gotta. That's not the only way to explain to somebody, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't what you do. Because if I whoop you touch my child and I whoop your ass, that don't mean you ain't gonna touch the next nigga child. Yeah. But if it's like, you feel what I'm saying? Let's just keep it a buck. But if I
think you gonna think a little harder when a nigga put his foot in your ass.
Shit, you
make you a little more apprehensive.
Because it's a lot of niggas right now who done got their ass whooped all through high school and shit that still talk tough shit now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody whipped your ass bad enough. But to keep it 100, like, as you get older, like, you think about when you young and, like, all the shit your parents told you and your grandparents told you and shit, and you didn't catch that shit back then, and then you get older and it resonate with you, it's like words are a little bit more powerful than them whoopings they was giving you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think back on every whooping I got, except for the ones where they really whooped your ass, and you think about, oh, that one time, like when you trading stories, but on some real shit, like
heel got stuck in the back of my neck.
On some real shit, what's sick is them stories. Like, you know, I think back like different shit my dad said to me when I was young, like, you know, different things that my mom said, and like how they apply to my life now. So the way I kind of like handle shit. When the nigga get out of pocket or some shit like that, I come direct. I'll let you know what words. You ain't gotta just take it there. But if I gotta take it there, I ain't doing that shit unless I absolutely have to. If I absolutely have to get violent, then we gonna get cracking. But if I could handle it with a conversation, we gonna talk.
That's word.
Well, MJ, how do you feel as a woman? You been like Black China is a woman, and I feel like men. I'm gonna get my flack for saying what the fuck I say, but I feel like men think logically and women think emotionally. Mm-hmm. And from men being more logical thinkers, I feel like I'm just saying I can get flack for it. This is how I feel. But MJ, what would you have done how do you feel as a woman when if somebody gets that close to your kid? What do you feel? I feel like he gave a logical explanation.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is, it's really hard to talk from a position of not having kids. Right. Mm-hmm. So maybe she felt like, because from what she explained on her page, like her behavior was appropriate, right? I just feel like her reaction was extra'd out. But I think if I were in her situation right then and there, especially being that girl is young and she was just with the shits, like there's some people who only speak one language, right? And sometimes you just gotta go ahead and speak the same language as them.
But wait. Before you go off of it, I just want to say one thing though. Like what she said, like trying to speak from the perspective of having kids. I don't have kids either, but I do have siblings. I do have younger relatives, and that's what I'm thinking about. Mm-hmm. And like you gotta think, and what Black China gotta think in that situation. Like I'm not mad at her, but I ain't glad at her either. You feel me? Like I'm not saying she wrong, but you did that shit in front of your kids. So it's like. You match their energy, that's cool and shit, but then again, your kids seeing you act a fool.
They're gonna
know what I'm
saying?
Fool,
yeah.
And then not only that, but Black China has already been in enough drama just this year. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She really doesn't need to be drawing that much attention to her right now because she got to realize that the father of her child comes from a family that has a lot of money.
And that's used to taking advantage of shit.
And they're used to taking advantage of shit.
Like they're gonna try to find something in this to make her life more difficult.
This never would have happened to one of them little Kardashian kids.
Fuck no.
I don't know. Because they got enough money to throw around to say, no, bitch, we'll make this go away. This
either that or
Black China ain't got that network.
They security so deep. They like, what, nigga, you can't get within 20 feet.
Yeah. Look, if any of y'all listen,
they would have shut the park down.
Yeah, if any of y'all listen to have kids, y'all want to call in. I got to plug y'all the number 310-955-4966. If y'all want to call in and chime in on anything we saying at any time,
go ahead, give the number one more time.
Call that number 310-955-4966, and y'all can talk to us here live on air. But yeah, as far as people, like, I don't have kids either, but it's hard for me to see the fact that it's like I want my kids to know I'm diving behind them 100% in any situation. And I don't know. Nobody could have held me back in that situation. Nobody would have been able to hold me back. That's why I say I blame the people who was around her more than anybody, because my friends know me. And they gonna know how I'm gonna be about mine and what's around me. So they want to keep me out of those type of situations. And if you touch something close to me, it's like I'm diving. Like that's my kid. It's nothing else on this planet that's supposed to mean anything more to me, other than that human being. So nothing is gonna keep me off your ass at that moment.
It's crazy though, cause like my dad. I have no doubt in my mind, even as a child, I had no doubt in my mind that my dad would go to war with whoever he had to behind us. But I ain't never seen my dad get out of pocket in front of me. I ain't never seen him do no wild extra shit. Like, it was just like a certain, like,
I think
it's a certain way he moved though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if people like, you know, like I grew up in the church, like my grandparents was preachers and shit, and it been like times like different people in the church say some like,
out of pocket.
some out of pocket shit, and you tell you, I've told my dad.
Oh yeah, that definitely happened.
He like, oh yeah, okay. But he handled the shit like, I don't know. It's just the way he moved. It's like that whole energy that they had, like with us, like they ain't niggas wasn't coming at my pops like that. And it's like my pops ain't no real big dude or nothing like that. It's like I'm taller than my dad and all that shit. And I've been taller than my dad since I was probably in like for a minute. But it's the way he talked to people. It's the way he moved though. Cause it's like, man, it's just crazy. Like
he probably kept that thing in the trunk too.
And that's fucked up for all y'all bitches on Tinder who and all that shit who be like they only date niggas over 6 feet. Nigga done just told you niggas who of short stature are real niggas as well.
My pops was all the way solid, man.
Bro, it ain't nothing about the size, bro. It be the kind of heart that man got.
Right.
Because I can speak to that on my father. My father is 6'3", and he's a big dude, black belt, all of that. But none of that means nothing because he's gonna use his mouth to talk to you.
Right.
Because he know better. His hands is registered weapons.
Right.
But his mouth, he gonna get you with his mouth, and by the end of the conversation, you either gonna turn away and deter, or you gonna have to deal with him.
Man, my favorite rapper is Sugar Free, right? And if you know Sugar Free, a pimp and all that.
King of the one.
But I watched the interview and somebody asked him like, did he did you ever have to like put your hands on the bitch? And he was like, he said my words was always sharp. Every now and again you gotta do a little something like just to show so nobody just think it's just talk. But he was like man, I always whipped them with my words. Like I always and that shit like that, like when I look at like most of the men that I respect, like as I was coming up, I'm telling you, like nigga went back and forth arguing. No, I'm good, bro. I went back and forth arguing with my mom and shit when I was young, talking back. My brother did, but my dad, man, that nigga say something to you and you say something. He'd be like, what you say?
Yeah, it's a certain tone that the dad has. It's kind of like,
especially if
he wasn't even raising his voice. He was just like, what you like?
I don't want to know what's on the other side of that. What?
It's a telepathy thing because he's already tied to you. That's your father.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, he got you. It's sometimes he ain't gotta say a word. He just look at you and you already.
But that's that balance that you have with a parental element in the home. Yeah. So because you have the nurturing mother and then you have the disciplinary father. Because everybody, I feel like most of us have had a father figure there. And every time you got wrong, your mama always said, watch when your daddy get home. When she said that shit, it seemed like it sent a shock through you.
It's crazy. I got whooped more times by my mama than my dad. My dad, he didn't have to do it. All he had to, man, I'm telling you, niggas was
like my dad.
My mama, you didn't want that.
My dad only whooped me 3 times in my whole life. I remember every single ass whooping.
I only could think of 2.
I remember every single one was.
I don't know. Maybe I got equal ass whoopings from both my parents.
Hell no, my mom.
I definitely did.
Because it was like that. Like what your dad, my dad used to do. Like he would break you down. He gonna, like I said, with his words alone, he will break you down and make you feel so small that nothing physical, that physical will go away. But what he put in your head and what he say to you, that shit anger.
So do y'all really think that's the reason for some of these bitch ass niggas and thotty women?
They ain't had that.
Yeah,
they ain't had that.
Well, no, they just ain't had no disciplinary action that much.
Exactly.
I don't even really be the male figure. I think it's really a male stand-up figure that people need to see, and I think that it's a lot of men who cop out from being real men, like on like a real level, like to like not make things too deep, but. Like, it's a lot of niggas out here who really bitch made. And when you don't have a good example to look up to as what a man can be, you have wayward women and you have guys that don't know how to stand on the things that they say. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that Cash was saying, it's like what I get from what you're saying is what Pop said gonna go. You ain't what comes out of a dude's mouth is really who he really gonna be with you. So I don't even want to see where you gonna go because everything you said already before you got to where we talking about how much of a gangster or whatever you is, nigga, you staying true on that. So I'm gonna respect you as a gangster because you staying true on you being an actual man for your family, and these are the things that you say you staying true to.
But you know what though, it's like you can hear it though in the way Cash is talking in terms of how he would approach certain situations. Because I think that a man could definitely be raised by a woman on her own and still have that manly, you know what I'm saying, that manly presence of having integrity in his word, right? But a lot of men who lack certain things that they didn't have when they were kids, they would have reacted like, oh yeah, I would have just whooped his ass and this and this and that. But you can tell he has that balance, which carries over.
But this what I tell you though, and this what I'm about to say. Like, niggas can have good fathers and all that shit, still be bitch ass niggas, and girls can still be hoes. To keep it 100, bro, it's like, yo, people give you the tools. It's like whether you gonna use them. And like I'm about to release. I've been doing this little thing. I have a song on my project called "The Road Less Travel" because that's what I call our grind. That's what we doing. We taking the road less travel, and so we've been doing different episodes. But episode 5, I think I'll be posting it tomorrow. It's about integrity. So like what her saying is like, and my take on integrity is doing the right thing even when nobody's watching. Looking. You know what I'm saying? And in that clip, I say, like, you know, I'm 25 going on 26. In my life, I haven't always made the best decisions. There's things that I've done that I can say, oh, that wasn't solid. Like, you shouldn't have did that. Yeah. And I feel like what make me a solid nigga is looking at those things and not justifying them because this and that. Is just telling myself, like, nah, that ain't how we gonna move.
And that's what I wanted to say was that, like, when you doing that, it's not about your parents teaching you how to be a man or how to be a woman, because you could learn how to be a man and be a man and be a maggot motherfucker man.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, like, that's not it. It's, can you be a human being? Right. Can you live your life and not be selfish and not be facetious? Can you be a decent, purposely look to cause problems?
Yeah, and it's just like through living, like, you know, I've been through a lot, seen a lot, dealt with a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's like that kind of shit changed your perspective and changed the way you act. Like, if you met me probably like 2 years ago, what you saying about me right now, you probably wouldn't be saying. You know what I'm saying? Well, I take it back maybe like 3 years ago. But I'm grown, you feel me? Yeah. And like, even now, like, I'm human, so I'm not perfect. I'm flawed. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I might say some shit that's out of pocket, but I'm at a point right now in my life where it's like, I'm not acting like it's right just because it's me. Like, you got to look in the mirror and be real with yourself. Like, hey, that shit ain't cool. And that's not how we gonna move. We did this shit before and it wasn't right, and I ain't gonna do that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the kind of tip that I'm on.
Well, y'all see it, man. We here, Cliff Notes Radio, and we got Cash in the building, man.
Yeah.
And y'all already know Affiliated. Cash, tell them where they can find that.
Affiliated is available on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, SoundCloud as well, even on DatPiff. If you follow me on Instagram, it's Cash, UKNOWCASH. That's my handle for everything, but you're going to see the links on that motherfucker.
Tell them where to find that Road Less Travel.
Road Less Travel. What track is Road Less Travel? Is that 4? Track 4? I think it's track 4 on Affiliated. Yes.
Okay. So you shooting the videos for it?
That's on my Instagram joint. So basically what I'm doing right now, man, I'm about to give away some free game. But basically what I'm doing right now is I realize with music, what social site moves the most for me is Instagram, right? And
it's a vehicle.
So instead of trying to get everything else cracking at once, like, okay, let me get my Instagram cracking and my Twitter cracking and this cracking, I'm like, let me just focus on the one that's cracking and build that up, and I'm gonna use that one to build the other shit up. So I'm doing the Road Less Travel joints on the Instagram because they let you post a 1-minute video. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing all that, and then I'm gonna tie it all together for the YouTube joint as those subscribers go up, because then I can cover shit that I can't expand on in a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But tapping in right now, it's easier to do it. Instead of me saying like, fuck it, I'm gonna wait till my YouTube crack for me to start doing videos on YouTube. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna use Instagram because it gives people a glimpse of me. Even if it's just a minute, you know what I'm saying? Each one of these minutes, you learning something different about me. And it since it's Instagram, I can run an ad, and when you click on it, it take you to my project. But
boom, y'all niggas free game, y'all.
Well, y'all, man, we gonna be back with Mindful Mondays, and then we're gonna jump into our topic, which is music therapy. We got Cash in the building, like I said, man. Y'all make sure y'all go download Affiliated. Make sure y'all follow him on Instagram. And we'll be back. Jalil, what you taking us out to?
Man, we about to take y'all out to some cash.
Oh yeah, play that.
We got Call Out and Gangster Party coming up for y'all, man.
Yeah.
Rock with it. We gonna be in it.
Yeah.
Hey, motherfucker, we back. And you tune in to Cliff Notes Radio. We got Cash in the building.
Yeah.
We got Tori, MJ, Jalil. Y'all already know what's happening, man. It's Cliff Notes Radio, 8 p.m. to 10, because we don't know what time we might start because we are black. And
But we started on time today.
Niggas
Yeah.
speak for yourself.
We started on time today.
I'm light skinned.
You light skinned?
You still black, nigga?
You know, it's crazy.
Still
because
nigga.
It's crazy
He
because
Cuban too, though.
we still black, but in reality, motherfuckers don't hold us to the black standard. Like motherfuckers always kind of think like we trying to be something we not, and it's like
What you mean? Be more specific.
I had a nigga tell me one day, he was like, I had a fresh cut that day.
Did you have on your uniform?
I had my uniform on.
Okay, all right. Case closed.
But
You look like a
it wasn't
snitch.
even that. He was just like, man, you light-skinned niggas act like y'all just so motherfucking pretty. He was like, you know what? A nigga with money is gonna fuck your bitch one day. Like,
You should have said a broke nigga might
damn,
fuck
bro,
yours.
like, what the fuck did I do, bro? I didn't even say nothing to
Hey,
you.
you know what that is, bro? That's him not loving himself, bro. He don't love it.
But he was a light-skinned nigga,
But that's
though.
what I'm saying. Exactly. His hatred for himself was so deep.
He was a light-skinned nigga, too.
I was just having this conversation with somebody earlier. Bro.
Light on
People
light
bring up
crime.
stuff like skin complexion, all of that
Light
stuff
on
as
light.
negativity,
Light on
bro.
light crime.
It's because they got insecurities within themselves and they secretly hate themselves.
Yeah, because
so they gotta project it
he
to
was a
everybody
nigga that
else.
was shorter.
Go off, Lil.
He wore glasses and he was like a bummy looking nigga. But it's just the fact he was so angry at his situation that he just looked at me, and he may not necessarily know what my situation is, but just because
Do you
like,
think you're pretty?
what the fuck do I think I'm pretty? No, I don't think I'm pretty.
He was a grown-ass man.
I'm a man. No, but it's like
Niggas can't think they're pretty?
No, nigga, I'm handsome.
unless you a metrosexual or something. Like I don't know no niggas that call themselves pretty.
It's some.
I mean,
there's
A$AP Rocky
unless
did.
you Muhammad Ali, you can't call yourself pretty.
A$AP Rocky did.
I don't know, man. I don't know about.
Muhammad
I
Ali.
mean,
You know
hold on,
how
wait.
sometimes you just,
Hold on, wait,
you guys
Cash-
got the fresh cut, you just be like, you know what? I'm
Cash, can you call yourself pretty?
I never call myself pretty. Just
Sugar
off.
Free did.
No, this is what I was about to say. This is what I was about to go with it. I'm saying I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah.
I don't call myself pretty because I was always just one of those. Some bitches like me, some bitches don't. Like, so, or some women think I'm
Yeah,
attractive.
it's-
some
Did Sugar Free
think I'm
call
not.
herself pretty?
But
Sugar Free
Yes,
called
but
Sugar
Sugar
Free.
Free, but
Bro,
Sugar
what?
Free's a pimp though, nigga. That flamboyant shit is a.
Whoa, don't disrespect the G
Yeah,
homie, man.
he's not-
Nah,
I don't think he was
flamboyant.
disrespecting.
No, you're not saying
No. The
Wow.
pimp, no. A
No,
pimp,
I'm
like
messing
the
with you.
characteristic of pimp.
No, I would say like Prince is like a flamboyant. Prince was like
Yeah.
flamboyant. I think Sugar Free like when I hear him, I done heard raps, but he said he ain't about to break a fingernail. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
don't disrespect the P like
And then he
that.
talk about how his about his
His
waves
wave.
deep as
Hair,
Redondo
yeah.
Beach and all that stuff. Like he talk
Perm
about his
silky
hair
Charlotte's
be
Web.
whipped and dipped and shit like that. And I feel like
real player shit.
Yeah,
It's
that's real
just,
player
it's
shit.
just smooth. And some niggas can say that shit with finesse and make it sound cool. And other niggas.
No,
just
but
make
if
it
you
sound weird.
did
You
y'all
know,
have y'all ever seen Superfly?
Hell
Come on,
yeah.
man.
What?
All right, remember at the end when Priest was like, nigga, if you touch one hair on my gorgeous body, nigga, you and your whole family is fucking dead. You don't remember that
hey,
scene,
it
nigga?
all depends who doing it and how they
it's the
doing it.
finesse, it's how you say it.
I got a homie, right? Matter of fact, I'll say it's a song, right? It's a Dog Pound song. And Dad starts off, he said, I woke up this morning off some bomb ass cock. And he was talking about,
Some pussy, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Now, he said it in the song, and it's like,
Pause.
I'm like, but I didn't really think too much of him saying.
No, I heard Trey D say that. Trey D said that on the East Side of his album. He was like, real smooth when I pound the cock.
Right.
Something.
Facts.
And I was
Facts.
like,
So there's different.
you know, when you're
Wait,
13 listening to the album, you're like,
Well, yeah. So listen. So
I'm just
there's different
listening
there's
to you.
different West Coast songs that I've heard these old niggas say that, right?
Yeah.
But I got a homie
it's an old
who
nigga
cuts
that-
hair, right? And he cuts hair in the shop when he around these older niggas that's around that age, like Daz and Corrupt type age, and that's their slang.
That's what they say.
So this nigga, he didn't start saying the shit. So me and my DJ, you can't see him, but DJ Skyfall is over there. We was chilling. It was me, him, and my homeboy. And this nigga, well, I already said he cut hair, so I'm gonna say his name. This nigga Rio bro was like, he was telling us a story about some chick, and he was like, yeah, that bitch has some bomb ass cock. We looking like, hold on. He said the bitch got some good cock. We said, oh, big fella, what you talking about? No, you acting totally different.
It's not Andrew, it's Andrea.
Bro.
My grandfather is 73 years old, and we were literally just yesterday having a conversation about women, and he said cock. Like,
right, yeah. No, I heard an old nigga
and it's
say
funny.
some shit
I didn't
like,
think nothing. When I hear Daz and them say it, I was listening to the song. I was telling my boy the story because we was telling the other homie, we was telling the homie Drew about it. And I was saying, I was like, man, when I heard Daz and them say it, I wasn't even like, I wasn't even thinking.
Second guess.
Yeah. Right, I knew what they was talking about, and I
right.
wasn't like, oh, that sound like some gay shit. But when the homie said it,
yeah.
man,
you had to pause.
I'm like, what?
But it's crazy. I heard some old niggas having a conversation in the shop one time, because, you know, we all men. Nothing's taboo in the barbershop. But these niggas had on, like, slacks and sport coats and hats and shit. And they said, yeah, you know, I used to tell a woman back in the day, put your foot up on the rock and show me your cock. And niggas was just sitting there like, what the fuck?
Hey, you know what's crazy?
Player shit.
Normally, no, but that was like the regular slang with them.
Yeah,
like,
normally when I hear a one-liner from an old player, I be ready to add it to the arsenal, but they can have that one, big dog. I'm cool.
Put your foot on
Yeah.
that shit is old.
Yeah, I don't want no parts of that one.
No, my pops used to call condoms Merryweathers.
Oh, wow.
Merryweathers?
And I just was like, what the fuck is a Merryweather?
Yeah, so it'd be like, you know, certain shit is just like, depend on who you are and how you say it. Like, if I heard Daz rap that song, I'm not thinking nothing like that. But
Cliff, do you
but
think
the
you're
homie
pretty?
saying that shit, I won't say that shit.
Cliff, do you think you're pretty?
No, I don't think I'm pretty.
Nobody.
I honestly think I'm a handsome individual.
No,
My
but
mama.
but the thing is,
If I felt like I was a pretty nigga, I'd be like, shit, I'm a pretty motherfucker.
But no, but it's a stigma when it comes to light-skinned men. For some reason, that little colorism war, y'all motherfuckers love holding us into.
So you don't think anything, jokes and stuff that we've cracked on you, you don't think they have a truth to them when it comes to light-skinned men?
For what?
But I feel like I've seen.
Do y'all think we look like you? So you think light-skinned men with long pressed hair? Do you think we trying to compete with white women or something?
Nah, you just like a Morris Day type nigga over there. Like you kind of look like.
I'm trying to figure out where we get the pretty shit from. Like
that's what I'm saying. It was a connotation like that because a lot of light skinned people back in the 50s and 60s they used to conk their hair. So even if they had nappy hair, they had that shit slicked back.
Yeah, but
so
DJ Quick has an album where he's on the cover with his hair pressed out with a fucking silk shirt on, but. You don't hear motherfuckers calling DJ Quick a pretty nigga.
And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, I feel like that pretty nigga connotation stuck to the light skin more because it was more the hatred, that colorism that was heavy during the 70s and 80s.
You know what?
Go off, Lil.
Once some shit get associated with one thing, it's always gonna be that. I can sit here, put it like this. I can sit here and talk to somebody, and we have a cool conversation, and they be like, "What's your sign?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm a Gemini." Yeah. But it's like shit, you know, like. I'm just, you know, that shit don't define me.
That's
like,
if a nigga really keep up with that shit. Now, I'm a nigga, I don't follow astrology.
But I'm saying, like, you got to think about it. It's just like, being a Gemini has been associated with being one thing. Just like niggas who wear hats at a certain point in time, like in LA, wearing a hat, this is associated with this.
Right. Yeah, every hat in LA is affiliated.
So it's like, once something has been associated with that, it's like,
it's hard to break that.
It's hard to break that. So it's like, light-skinned niggas been associated with this, so people gonna do that. But it's like at the end of the day, it's like that shit don't really like hold no weight, so it shouldn't really like bother a nigga too much. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know why? Because I know we all know a dark skinned nigga that think he pretty. Or that
True story.
Pretty boy won't lift a finger, don't know how to change a tire, do none of that shit.
I know a few of them niggas.
And I know light skinned niggas that put in real fucking work.
Like, oh, you gotta pause that one, bro.
Hey, Cash shooting on niggas that he done shot twice, and I feel like I'm trying to just let the shit go. If niggas don't defend themselves, I'm not gonna say nothing. Man, when he shoot this way, nigga, I'm going back. I just all I'm saying.
No, real shit. I feel like it's a major issue because people like when people do connotations like that, who knows where that'll stop you at in life?
No, facts. Like I said, like I got shot before. So when I got out, the hospital and shit, I had a cast on, and you don't even want to tell people what happened to you because it's like, even the people that knew, even the people that knew, like they just, like I remember my cousin's grandmother. She seen me. I can't like my uncle was a pastor. I went to his church or whatever. So I seen my cousin's grandmother. And she said, "You better be good." I said, "For sure." She was like, "No, for real." She was like, "Cause I'm gonna come see you. This is and that." And I'm like, "I didn't do anything." She was like, "Yeah, well, stay out of trouble." I'm like, "I wasn't in trouble. Like I literally got shot, being in the wrong place at the wrong time." But you know, people
don't believe that that can happen. People don't believe that that can happen.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It can happen.
I don't know if you want to say that at this time, but, I mean, you want to talk?
It can happen for sure. Like, I probably, like, if you would have asked me, did I ever think that would happen to me? Definitely not. Like, it really just, like, you know, like, it's some random, like, in the wrong place, didn't know me, didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. A story that we hear so many times from being out here.
Sometimes it doesn't even.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know that shit have happened to you. Like, and it's like I was telling a friend, like, you know how you be outside at night, like say you pull up on a friend or you leaving somebody's house, and it's like y'all just outside still talking a little bit, but every car that go by, you be like, looking. You know what I'm saying? Because you know it can happen. It just end up actually happening.
You was just a victim of the situation, not the circumstance. Because
you weren't putting
yourself in that position.
Right.
But you were just a victim of that situation. You just happened to be there.
Right.
But it's a whole nother society, and it's a whole nother part of society. I want to say because we all want society. We all want people. We all living up under the same sun, the same moon, and it's just like it's some people who feel like it's a reason that happened. It can't be random, and when you talk about like, okay, this comes from living in this area because, certain situations are put up and certain barriers are put in our faces. They feel like you lying. But if you was in Brentwood, I don't think something like that could happen.
Man, it's
shit. That shit can
I kind of I kind of like
these days,
in LA.
I take that like both sides of the coin. Like as far as like people saying. Like, I do feel like it was completely random. But in the same breath, I feel like it did happen for a reason. Because it changed my life for sure.
Right.
It give you a different, like, for some reason, it was something that I needed to understand that I wasn't getting the way I was moving. But I for sure get it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's unfortunate, like, the shit you got to go through to figure certain things out. But it's like I know it happened for a reason because I'm still here.
Do you feel like in a way, like God tried to say something to you before that and you wasn't listening?
It's crazy. Yeah, I don't really be talking about the story of how it happened too much. But what I will say is like, I had every reason not to go where I went. Like I had every sign to turn around and go back home, and I didn't follow my first mind. Like I was doing what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, man, fuck that. Nah, I'm gonna go where I want to go.
So from that, just to touch on something real for a minute, I know we'd like to switch gears a little bit. But when you, like, do you have anything to say to people that feel like when they first mind speaking to follow that and trust that?
The same shit your mama and your grandma and your auntie, the same shit they told you. Like, it's the same shit. Like, we all know these things.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Just like he said, we were given the tools.
Man, it's crazy. Like how we were saying, like, you said, if I whoop their ass for touching my kid, they probably might think about it again. It's like, man, how many whoopings you got in your life? Nigga, you knew if you did this, this was gonna be the result.
But that ass whooping wasn't bad as these results.
But it
wasn't as good as these results gonna be.
But it's them few times that you slip through the cracks that make you keep doing some shit. So you know what I'm saying? Them few times that you got away with, you didn't follow your first mind and you got home safely. And you didn't do that, you know what I'm saying? You did have too much to drink and you hopped behind the wheel, but you made it straight. So you think, no, I'm cool, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's those few things, but you already know. You feel me? We was taught this shit our whole lives. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right and wrong and yes and no, that shit was taught to you like as a kid. Like you know that shit, and then it's like you go to school and then you get exposed to other people's kids. You know what I'm saying?
Got their own opinions.
And they got their own opinions, and it gives you something in your mind that challenges what you was taught. You know what I'm saying? So now you go against your code and all that stuff through life, and then something happens to you one day, based off you going against the code that you know.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it hits you hard enough to make you be like, okay, I know what I'm.
It teaches you to value your life more.
And with that,
I remember the first time I was in a situation, because it was times where I used to hit like hella house parties, and it took somebody being shot to death right behind me, like not 2 feet behind me. Nigga, that shit could have hit me without a problem. And I walked out of that situation, and it showed me like, nigga, you can't be out here like this.
No,
like,
it's crazy.
You gotta, bro, just like you said, everything was telling you not to be there. You had every reason not to go. Bro, everything was stopping me from showing up at this party, and I still forced it. I made myself show up there. I made myself go.
I promise you, I can't make this up. If I'm lying, girl, you can strike me right now. I've been in that same situation. Ran out the party, the fight cracked off. We run to the back door. It's a nigga with a gun. We run to the front. We run outside. It's a nigga dead on the corner. The homies kept running. I'm like, me and this other dude I was with, we shook. We run back the other way. We run more shots. You know what I'm saying? Right behind the nigga type shit. That wasn't my last house party though. I went to more. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's sometimes shit, man.
That shit takes
you took heed better than I did, because it's like,
no, I was at some shit 2 weeks before, and there was a shootout across the street from the front yard of the party I was in to across the street. They were shooting back and forth. And I still went to another party the week after, bro.
Hey, look, it's crazy. Y'all touching on something. We're gonna get there. Okay. But we gotta jump into Mind for Mondays. You feel me? So MJ, what do you have for Mind for Mondays? Because this is our Queen segment of the show. It's for everybody, but this is what the Queen brings to the show. She sometimes throws it off to these, bitch ass niggas whenever they wanna. I'm sorry.
Oh, she be throwing it to you, bro?
Not me. I was talking about y'all. But
Cliff loves to compliment us like that.
I try. I mean, as long as y'all take it
That's
as a
his way of
compliment,
saying that we
good.
awesome. And he wish he was us. It's all good. But yeah, man, we gonna kick it off. Mindful Mondays, nigga. Do you care about you?
Okay.
Come on, boy.
talk to me.
I feel like every week Lil gets
better and better.
Yeah, he gets better and better. He gets a little bit more jazzy, you know what I'm saying, with the falsetto.
I'm gonna walk around one of these weeks and come in with some, like, it's gonna be a whole arrangement that's gonna play. I ain't even gonna sing. I'm just gonna be on the camera, like,
I ain't gonna hit a Charlie Wilson run on your ass one time.
Hey, girl.
I think it'd be different, like, depending on like what he eat before the show, though.
Yeah, man. Hey,
I think it's when they had that Mediterranean.
It's like when that nigga have like a little gravy. It's like it'd be a little bit more.
You get that Gerald Levert to him, like.
What he do, Cliff? What he do?
It'd be like it'd be more of a Luther. It'd be ooh, you know what I'm saying? But when that nigga eat light, like if you give him some fruit before the show, it'd be more like a crispy. You know what I'm saying? Be kind of up there. I think it depends on what he eat though before the show. Like he a big nigga for real.
Y'all giving me tips before the studio and
What you got for us, MJ?
You know what? I want to talk about, and it's crazy because Cash is bringing up some really good points in terms of tools that we were given, and now we're kind of like utilizing those as we're grown, right? Mm-hmm. So I kind of just want to touch on opportunity and obligation. And I think that, you being an artist, Cash, like there was probably a point in your life where you kind of looked at being an artist or a rapper, whatever, whatever box you want to put yourself into, as an obligation, right? An obligation to yourself, because that's really what you want to do. But now that you really living in that lifestyle, now it's an opportunity, because I'm sure that's the first thing you do when you wake up, and it's the last thing that you think about, right? But I want to talk about opportunity and obligation in terms of the people that we surround ourselves with, because this is a lesson that I learned a couple of days ago. Like, the people who you surround yourself with, you really have to figure out if they feel like they have an obligation to fuck with you on the premise of
that's heavy.
You being pretty much their love for you being conditional, right? Or is it an opportunity? And so what I kind of want to think about is both of them can have a negative connotation, because it's like if they feel like they got an obligation to be my friend because I'm about to get put on or whatever the situation might be, then they might become an opportunist later in life. So how do you discern that? Like, how do you separate those friendships? Because you touched on earlier, like you want to bring the people from your neighborhood with you on that next level, right? How do you as an artist and as a man separate the people who genuinely fuck with you and the people who are opportunists? Like, is there anybody who, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'll be real with you. That's probably the best question I've ever been asked. Like,
Say that a little bit closer.
That's probably
to
the
mic.
best.
MJ
you
came
feel me,
with
bro?
a stinger though.
Man,
He's trying to be the
Nah,
MVP.
yeah, that's probably like the best question I've ever been asked in any type of interview situation. No disrespect to anybody that's ever interviewed me, but nah. The way I look at things is this: me and my older brother, we're very close. We're 2 years apart, and I'll tell you like this: when I got shot, I grabbed my phone and he was the first person I called, and I left a voicemail on my brother's phone. I said, "Hammy, I got hit, and if I don't make it, I love you," type shit, because he didn't answer. And that shit, like, my brother live in Oklahoma because his wife in the Air Force, but it's like we like talk every day, and it was like it made it awkward, like when we talk, like after I was better, just cause, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, his mind was.
Yeah,
like, bro,
you know what I'm
my
saying?
bro
You heard
gone.
my
Right.
message and that shit.
Yeah, I'm like, even after, like when I was out back moving around and shit like that, he was still fucked up by it. But one thing he says to me is like, man, bro, like, just specific. I got shot twice in my back, once in my stomach, right? It didn't touch no organs or anything like that.
Blessed.
I got hit with a 4.5, and the police told me if they didn't have like one more ammo, I'd be dead. Like the bullets was supposed to split in me. So I'm giving you that to say like I'm not supposed to be here, right? So like everything that happens for me from here is a bonus. Anything else is a luxury. Like my shit was supposed to stop December 6th. So it's like I don't look at life like it owe me shit. I don't look at people like they owe me shit or anything like that. Like it's all a bonus. It's all like extra. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I look at people and the people that come around me or try to come around me, it's like it's a lot of people that be on some shit like, oh yeah, tap in when we roll, let me fuck with you, bro. You know, just cause you from the city or whatever. It's like I gauge it off who's not just who actually like adds to what I'm doing, like who adds to like, you know, my life. And you know what I'm saying? Like my whole thing is like, even with me rapping and saying how I want to put my city on, like I'll say it here and it's gonna be on the video and I'm making it very clear. Like just cause a nigga from Delamo, that don't mean you could call me for no verse. Just cause you from Delamo, that don't mean you could call me to come to the show. That don't mean you could call me to come to the studio. Because it's like this. Like, yeah, I'm gonna look at it a little different where you coming from, where I'm coming from. But if you ain't never supported shit, you ain't never reposted no link, you ain't never tapped in and showed no type of love, I ain't never seen you in the comment or nothing like that, don't ask me for nothing. Don't try to come be around. That's out. You know what I'm saying?
So do you
it's
feel like
Hold on, wait, MJ.
Go ahead.
It's crazy because I just when we talk, you know what I'm saying, and it's wild because I just told them the exact same thing that you saying. It's like you have an opportunity.
Right.
These are my friends. Like I want for me what I want for you.
Right.
And at the same token, it's like, man, you have to. We all in this together, and it's like you got to support me.
Right.
And it's like I'm gonna support you, but some people really never, they aren't. There's so much about themselves to where that they don't see the fact that all I needed you to do was just,
right,
you know, give me the amen as a handshake.
Just something. So that's why, like, one thing that I do, like, it's like tying it back to what you were saying, like, somebody can pretend to be whatever they want. Like, they can present themselves to be cool and support you and all that shit and still not be genuine. And still, at the end of the day, have a motive. So it's like, it ain't up to me to investigate that shit. I can't stop and, you know, trying to figure all that shit out. It's like, but I see people for what they are or what they show me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, one word that you use, you're like, how do I use discernment in that? You know, that's a phrase that a word that I've heard in my life so much when my grandparents being preachers and stuff like that. It's like what I'd always done with people, whether it was girls, whether it was males that I was friends with and shit like that. It's like I write, and, you know, I rap and all that stuff. So it's like I store everything in my mind, and I I have shit in compartments. And it's like, not saying that I'll judge somebody, but when I see something similar in you,
compartmentalize it.
Yeah, when I see something similar in you that I seen in this, it's like a flag go off.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So it's like that don't mean I'm push you off right then and there, but it's like
I took note.
So it's like that's kind of how I figure out like, okay, who could be around it? You know, who is cool to be like this, and who's cool to it only go this far? Who niggas, when niggas be like, yeah, what's your line? Who you don't give your line to? And you know.
But how MJ said that, it's friends that we have who don't understand the fact that another show we had, our representation and reputation.
Yeah.
You my dog, my nigga, I fuck with you. But you be out here getting drunk and falling on the floor and you wearing my shit. And it make me look bad when I'm with you, so I can't get you in VIP, my nigga. I can't get you in here with us. And it's like I fuck, like we used to do this when we was 17, but now this is about the bag. You can't come with me and be like this right here.
But you know what? If they really your people,
they gonna grow with you.
They gonna
I
understand
said that same shit, bro.
It's a lot of shit. You know, I'm part of the in crowd. The in crowd is, you know, it's multiple people a part of the in crowd, but it's certain shit where I'm going that everybody can't pull up with me yet. You know what I'm saying? But
and it's certain people that if they really your friend, if they really your fam, they gonna know and say, I can't go to that with you.
Right. Yeah, and I think
fall back. That's not
just because you got that family that know, like, nigga, I can't go to no shit like that because I know how I am.
Right. And my niggas, like, the niggas that surround me, they, like, I've been rapping since forever. Like, I ain't just start doing this shit the other day type shit. So it's like, as long as, like I said, like...
How long you been rapping?
I started rapping off Lil Bow Wow. The girl I liked in elementary school, she liked Bow Wow. So
hey, this is the only nigga I think I've ever heard in the interview.
Who said Lil Bow Wow?
There's no disrespect.
You are a real
not trying to play it like that.
Hey man, wherever you find that
sport, hey, Bow Wow.
I've never heard a nigga ever in the interview.
Nigga, Bow Wow been on the scene for a minute,
and he had some solid shit when he was younger.
Bow Wow, if you're listening,
but it wasn't.
Let me say this, Bow Wow, if you're listening, it'll be never no nigga who ever make you feel this good.
Pause. Hey, but let me ask you this, though, Cash. The second part.
But yeah, it wasn't necessarily his rapping. And not to discredit Bow Wow. You know what I'm saying?
He fueled you to want to rap.
That's who it was when we were.
Yeah, like when I was a kid, like, you know, the vein shit. Like, that's what I wanted. Right.
You like the girls and the girls like them. So that's like him and Lil Romeo was who you saw.
Right. So I've been rapping that long. But where I was about to go with that, please don't forget what you was about to say.
Right.
What I wanted to say with that is, like, that's how long I've been rapping. No, these niggas that's sitting over here, they've been hanging with me since 16. They're 26. I'll be 26 June 3rd. So if you want to buy me a bottle of Carlo Rossi for my birthday, remember.
Man, you better say 2 bottles. Them things ain't that expensive.
No, everybody know me. Bring the gallon. You know, don't bring
the heavy.
What? It's $8.99 on sale right now.
But it's actually $8.47.
That top of the line wine.
As long as they've known me, I've been rapping. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this shit. So it's like, as shit progressed, when I was pulling up, when I didn't have a car to go to shit, like I remember it's a producer, Mike Free. He did a lot of the joints with DJ Mustard, like I'm Different and all that shit. Like I had a session to go right to his beats, and my boy Trey took his mom's car and drove us down there on Cahuenga. You know what I'm saying? Coming from Carson. And I ain't had no whip. You know what I'm saying? But so like those people that was there for shit like that, you know what I'm saying, who was there, like, you know, like I had when I was first starting to rap, when I was like 19, 20, I had a good relationship with some people at TDE. So we was going to the shows and shit like that, and Dave Free was pulling me backstage, and I rolled up here with the homies, stood in line with the homies, and they pulling me backstage, and the homies is in the crowd type shit. But it made the homies feel good to see Cash back there.
Right.
And I feel like even now, like, seeing me do certain shit, like I just said, like I ain't talked to the homies today until we came here. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking to them about the Big Bear shit, how I was out there yesterday or whatever. Like they didn't get to go. You feel me? But it charged them up to see me out maneuvering and being around those type of people.
Those are real
like
ones.
that. Oh, yeah,
Do you feel obligated, like in terms of talking about obligation and opportunity, do you feel obligated to show people, especially like the men around you, like the blueprint of what you're doing? Because it's like, it's not everyone is living their life like you in terms of going to radio interviews, performing, putting out videos and stuff like that. Do you feel obligated to show people the blueprint? Because sometimes we kind of get in tunnel vision, right, in our grind, and it's like, well, you didn't support me, so why do I got to show you the blueprint of what I'm doing?
Nah, man, I don't feel necessarily obligated to show them the blueprint. Mm-hmm. But what I do is I do it and I show you what I'm doing. Like I feel like he's not my favorite rapper, or he's not even my favorite West Coast rapper or whatever, but I respect Nipsey the most probably out of anybody in the industry, because that nigga said what he was gonna do.
Yeah.
Does what he do and talk about how he did it. You know, a lot of people, they tell you about what you got to do. Oh, you can make your dreams happen if you do this and that, and they leave out them key factors. Nipsey don't leave out shit. He tell you the whole jug. So what I do is, you know, I do what I'm doing. I ain't got work. You know, I ain't got all the way there, but I do a Roll Less Travel video and tell you what motivated the move behind this, why I did this, why I did that. Like, I feel like that's the best thing I can give somebody is to do it, and you see it work for me, and I tell you what I did.
Would you ever consider like having like a protege? Like you see a young nigga that's got the drive and he got the talent and he got the hunger for everything he's doing. You feel like it'll be not, I won't say obligated, but do you feel like it's necessary to try and court him into this music game?
I tell you like this. And this is just being real. I feel like I don't owe nobody nothing. Just like nobody owes me anything. However, I do got homies. Like, you know what I'm saying? My younger homie K-Stone, I had a phone call with him today. Like, and it's crazy, and it's funny because I was telling Stone, he was upset about something not clicking for him. And I said, that same shit that didn't click for you, at one point it wasn't clicking for me, but this is what I did to make it click. And I said, the reason why it's not clicking for you, in my opinion, and I was like, little do you know, like in my notepads, I got notes on shit that I see you do that I write down, and I don't say nothing about to you, because you know what I'm saying, I wait till you come to me, because I gotta let you bump your head and find your way. You know what I'm saying? That's not to talk
that's tough love.
Yeah, that's not to talk like I'm at the top of the fucking mountain and shit like that. But I'm saying, like, I'm seeing his frustrations, and I've had those frustrations before, and I can just tell him how to avoid that right now. But I wait.
No, you want him to work his problems out on his own.
Do we have a caller?
We got a caller on the phone, so we got to check in with them. Who we got on the phone, Jalil?
Caller, where you calling from, and what's your name?
I'm calling from South LA.
Hey.
And my name is Priscilla.
Who's this? Who we got on the line?
I can't really hear him. Do I gotta put the headphones
I'm
on?
Unknown Cash. I'm
You
a
know
really
Cash?
close family.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, she say she your fam, Cash.
Wait, you said what?
I'm your fam. I'm just keeping it 100, calling, giving you support, letting you know that you're doing big things, and it's always 100.
I appreciate it. Who is this?
It's Priscilla, Janika's mom.
Oh, okay. I appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, no problem, babe. I just seen it hooked up, so I was like, look, before I go to bed, let my family know that I love him, and keep it 100 with him.
Man, I love you too. I appreciate that for real.
That's real support. Hey,
that's love.
For real.
Mama, we gonna call you Mama. Mama. How?
Yes.
I know it's impolite to ask somebody's age, but
This is my older sister's mom.
Okay.
I'm 47.
You
She
47, and you out here listening to the younger generation, and you getting something.
Hey, you got to listen to the young generation to keep it pushing. I know.
To know where we coming from.
Man,
that's
oh yeah,
that's I don't know, man. That's heavy to me that she called.
This something I want to ask you, Mama. So, seeing how times were when you were younger, right? And seeing where we at now and seeing us out here protesting in the streets for some of the same things that you saw. How do you feel looking at us?
I mean, you guys now is good because it's according on who you hanging with and what you're doing. But back then, it was all the gang banging and all that. But at the end of the day, when you're making something out of it, you got to keep it 100. Because back then, they weren't doing nothing. Now, young guys like my son right now, he doing his thing. And I'm so grateful, you know, that he doing it and ain't looking back.
Yeah, last time she seen me, I was in the hospital.
Yes.
Yeah.
I found out he got shot. I went and seen him. And, you know, from then on, I've been watching him.
Well, Mama, I appreciate you for calling in, and I think it's good that you feel it's necessary for the generation before us to step in and do what they need to do and relate to the younger generation, because y'all were our age before, and y'all know what it's like.
And we need y'all help.
Right. Yeah.
We need y'all support. That's the real thing. We need the older generation support, because a lot of us out here lost, and we are hard headed, and we don't listen, and we
need that oversight.
Yeah, and we do play y'all off, but it's like when
hey, you know what? At the end of the day, I'm rolling here, listening to your music, listening to other music, and it's like I'm just bumping with the top down, or
hey,
you know, my son was open, and you know, just jamming to the music. You know,
but
you ain't gotta be no certain age listening to music.
This man got some music that sounds like that shit from your era. You know, it sounds like the shit.
Oh yeah, and believe me, and that's why I'm listening to it. And if it wasn't my music, it's my stepson. So therefore, I'm gonna listen to it regardless.
Hey, now,
no, that's right.
I hear that.
Yeah.
I hear that one.
Well, Mama, we love you, but we gotta let you go. We're gonna continue our conversation.
All right, well, take care, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Too.
I just want to call in and give my feedback.
All right, thank you. We love you for that.
All right, have a good night. Take care, guys.
Yeah.
Man, Cash.
That's tight.
And that's what I'm saying, Cash. Like, man, I don't think a lot of times us as artists, we realize how many people we touch. Because, man, like, this is just my show. This is just a radio show. Right. You feel me? I get out here, I do poetry. I do comedy and I do acting. MJ does poetry. Tori does his acting. Jalil is this nigga do everything, bro. The nigga change
vocalist.
The nigga change your motherfucking oil and direct your opera play.
Man, you get that nigga a bag of Funyuns and a blunt.
Like, he'll score that motherfucker.
It's crazy that you.
He gonna work it out.
Say that. Hey Trey, let the camera run, because we're gonna send this directly to him. I want him to know he did this. But there's a house that I was doing the Rolex travel joints. I pulled up on a guy that was showing me love on the internet, and he was like,
I saw that, bro.
Yeah, we pulled up on him. I saw that. And we showed him love. So shout out to Alexis Carson in the house. Alexis, you know you're part of the In-Crowd affiliates.
Shout out to Alexis. Alexis was out.
We know you watching too, Alexis, but shout out to Alexis. But yeah, I pulled up on him, and you know, just to show appreciation, and I didn't know, you know, his situation or anything about him like that, but it did a lot for him. And like his brother tapped in with my homeboy and was like, man, that was real big that y'all pulled up on my brother like that. You know, it meant a lot to him, so it meant a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? That y'all took the time to do that. Like, y'all ain't had to do that. He's like, he plays Cash music every morning and shit like that. He's like, I get tired of hearing this shit. But it's like, you know, so it was like, it was really like a big thing for him. But it was like, it did more for me than I thought. You know what I'm saying? At the time, I was just like, you know, I had told him I was going to pull up and give him some merchandise. But it was just like, man, the dudes told me he loved me and told me, you know, he want to be a music producer so he can make a beat for me and stuff like that. And it's just like, it make you realize, like, man, you know, I be frustrated daily with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been rapping for a long time. I'm not where I want to be. I'm going there, but I'm not where I want to be. I'm human just like everybody else.
It's things like
that.
You
chasing a dream.
Going.
It's frustrating, but shit like that make you realize, like, God damn, I'm doing something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shit like her calling, like, let you know, like, damn, I'm doing something. Like, I did my release party. I was telling you, like, off the air, like how my auntie was crip walking all through the joint and stuff like that. But to have my mom there and it's a bunch of people there to see me, to be able to show my mom like, yeah, mom, this how many people believe in what I'm doing. So like that's like, it lets you realize like, god damn, like this shit bigger than rap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I feel like kind of going back to what you were saying, like I feel like that's what my obligation is, to show not just like people I know, but just show the world that it's bigger than you. It's bigger than what you think you doing. You know what I'm saying? Like
100.
Going back to what I said, like I started rapping off Bow Wow. That ain't like off for a girl. That ain't what I rap for today. You know what I'm saying?
100. I feel
that shit don't. You know what I'm saying?
That was what got you going. That's what got you.
Yeah, that's what
motivated.
But I found. You know what I'm saying? Like I found what I want to do and what I want to teach.
Your purpose.
Because I wish it was somebody like who was doing some cool shit. You know what I'm saying? I wish it was somebody that was doing some cool shit that kicked that to me. Like I said, like your parents and the people that's ahead of you that give you the tools, right? But it's like, just imagine if it was the cool nigga that you looked up to that gave you that game instead of like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like my little cousin, my little brother Jody Mack and my little cousin Malik, they like, my little brother 4 years younger than me. Malik is 5 years younger. But they like, man, Malik, my little cousin, he's always been up under me, like, since forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for us to have that age gap where it's like, I'm 15 and he 10, but we still hang tight like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, like, that's my cousin, but that's damn near my brother type shit. But I remember when I got older, like I said, I wasn't always the fly nigga and shit in school, but when I got older, you go to school, you get financial aid, you start working. Now you start buying
checks
now you start buying that shit that you wish you could buy. So I had all the J's, all the clothes. I was young and I was at the Kendrick Lamar shows backstage and shit like that. And my cousins are seeing that, and and one thing that I made sure I told them was like, this shit don't define me. Like, I'm cool without this shit. Y'all look up to me and think I'm tight because these J's, nigga. That don't make me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm that nigga in some Nike slides. You feel me? And that's what I gave them, and now that they're getting older, like my little brother is 21 going on 22, Malik will be 21 in December. I see how they move, they caught that. You feel me? I see like how they like the stuff that they're into. Like my little brother, he go to UCLA right now, and I'm like, I couldn't even like be more proud of him, like who he's become and the way he carries himself. He does what he wants to do. He dress how he want to dress. He act the way he want to act. I look at my little cousin Malik like, he's him. If I watch his snaps and shit like that, it's like, if he doing what the fuck you want to do, he not sitting there with a bunch of niggas trying to look cool and shit like that. He do his shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm not saying that they just do that because of me, but I'm so glad that I was one of the...
You was a catalyst in that.
Yeah, I was so glad that I knew that they were looking up to me, and I gave them something positive to look at.
Right.
And it stuck. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that shit feels so good. Like, for me to have my younger brother who just started college at Hampton University just past fall, and then my stepbrother, like, to see where they came from, and then for them to call me separately and have conversation with me, like, man, I used to watch you do this, I used to see you do that, and that was the example that I followed in order to make the decisions I made.
Right.
Oh,
and
wow.
it's like, that make you feel like I did my job. Like, I might not be in the position that I want to be in, but to know that my sacrifices and the bullshit I went through taught you to not do that shit.
Facts.
It's worth it. I do it over again.
Because my big brother did that for me. Like, my older brother, like, man, like, I'm telling you, I could not. Man, if I had $1 million, I wouldn't go buy a better brother than I have, bro. I'm telling you.
I hear that one.
I promise you, like, in every sense of the word, and he sleep right now, so I'm not capping, just, you know what I'm saying, like, to pump him up.
I was gonna ask you that too, just in terms of you being an artist, it's kind of like, no disrespect to other artists, but it's kind of a rarity that we hear a rapper say, I'm still cool without all of this shit, right? And I don't rap for females and this and that, and that you're trying to be an example to your younger brothers.
Right.
Who was kind of the influence for you in hip hop where you felt like they weren't being hypocrites? And you kind of just say, you know what? That's the person that I look up to as an artist and as a man, because sometimes we don't see them as both,
It's
right?
so funny because when I say this, they're going to be like, how the fuck did he get this from him? But like I said,
Lil
Sugar
Bow
Free
Wow.
is my
No, I'm
favorite
just
rapper. And it's like, I look up to him so much because, like, I watched the interview and he said, like, what got him into the lifestyle he lived, like, his baby mama took his first son from him.
Yeah.
And he said, yeah. He was like, after her, I ain't gonna have no more girlfriends. I'm gonna have hoes. And he said, he was like, he dedicated his craft to telling the bitch about himself. He said, I'm not gonna talk about these niggas, but I'm, you know what I'm saying? That's what he did. So it's like, that ain't what I do. I ain't ever been nothing like that. But throughout the game and the impact that he's made, and to be a legend on the West Coast, to know that happened from him making a decision based off what happened in his life and using that to drive him to zone in on his craft, and you know what I'm saying, and like
he harnessed the fuck out of his craft, like
right.
the dedication that man showed,
right.
like that, and that like to segue into another topic is like, do you feel like the attention to detail in the craft of hip hop is changing, and that it's not a focus on making good music anymore, it's just making a hit?
Depending on who you asking, bro. It really depends on who you asking.
Because Sugar Free, I ain't gonna lie, when Sugar Free make a song, it's usually all game. He don't just make some shit to just throw out there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He usually saying something when he make a track.
And you know what? That's the thing though. Like, even on songs, like when I'm having fun or I'm talking about some other shit, it's a game, and it's like, but you gotta find it though. And it's like some people not gonna find it, so they're gonna be able to just enjoy it for what it is. But there's some people that's gonna dig deeper, and get the game that's in there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got a song called "The Road Less Traveled."
It's niggas that won't look for that game, and they'll just hear it, and it'll go in and out their ears, and they be like, "No, that's trash."
So I got a question for you: where you get your game from? Like what music when you was coming up gave you your game?
Shit, I got my game from Sugar Free. And I hate to keep giving that same answer, but I got my game from Sugar Free. I got my game from my brother. I got my game from my cousin Johnny. I got, you know what I'm saying, I got my game from the way my pops maneuver. I got game from when my pops was playing the Ohio Players, and I was listening to that shit, and I was like, damn, it's some real talk going on up in here.
I want y'all to, like, it's crazy because we coming to the end of the show, man. We really do have to end. But
niggas never did touch the well, we lightly touched it. We lightly touched it, but we never went deep into it.
And that's why I say, like, it's honestly great because we gonna have Cash on again because Cash ain't going nowhere. I want to let y'all know.
You a part two like a motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Cash ain't going nowhere, and we gonna bring this subject back with him. You know what I'm saying? But he was talking about some songs that he heard as a youngster, and it's like it was one that's particular to me because it's so funny because we grow up in the era of the music that our parents listen to.
Right.
So none of us have kids here, but what are we going to be playing in our radios and in our cars and shit, and while we cleaning up the house and our kids right there with us?
Honestly, I got a lot of...
But what's the messages they going to hear? My dad... Wait, I got to say this. My dad... I want everybody to go Google this song if you can.
I bet it's some Johnny Taylor.
It's Marvin Cease. It's called Candy Liquor. If you go listen to that fucking song, no, MJ heard it because she rolled home me, and I played it while we was riding home. But if you listen to this song, it's like there was no choice other than for me to be
who you are,
who I am. Just listen to the song.
Say it again so they can go listen to it.
It's called Candy Liquor by Marvin Cease. Yeah. Just check it out. Check it out. I ain't plugging the nigga music because I want Cash to plug all of his music. Right. But I need this is the end of the show. We gotta wrap it up. Cash, shout out where they can find you, everything that you got coming up.
My Insta, my Twitter, and my Snapchat is all the same shit. You know Cash. It's UKNOWCASH. I'm on Apple Music, Spotify. Title is Jayson Cash, JAYSON Cash. So you can find everything there. YouTube, I got the videos jumping, you know what I'm saying? Tune in to the Instagram because mostly I'm reaching through Instagram right now, you know, providing the content as far as like the Road Less Travel joints, and I'm taking that very seriously right now. So
as you should.
Really what really what I'm on right now. You know, the project Affiliated is out. It's been out a little, maybe like a month and a couple days.
Okay.
But yeah, we just capitalizing off of that right now. Moving that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So MJ, what you got popping?
You guys know Push Experience LA. We're gonna have Support the Homies Marketplace on April 22nd. Ooh,
I'm
so
stripping, bring you
excited.
ones, ladies.
I've been seeing somebody post that like.
As you should.
All day.
Where's it gonna be at?
It's gonna be in LA. I'm not gonna drop the location just yet, but it is in LA, and I'm really excited about this one.
That's the same thing that with the support the homies t-shirts?
Yeah.
I want to get one of those, man.
So you guys can follow my business page at Push Experience LA, and once again support the homies marketplace is April 22nd, and
that's gonna be a lit weekend.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Lil, why is it?
Y'all know we in there, bitch.
That man right there has a special day that weekend.
Hey, you know they call me Mr. 420, your boy Young Lil, aka the Black MacGyver. 420 is the day I was born. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be wild. That's that weekend between my birthday that Friday, the Reezy and Asia wedding that Saturday, which I have the distinct honor of being a groomsman in, and then that Sunday, oh man, it's gonna be a beautiful weekend, man. Y'all can't come to everything, but you know what I'm saying? Next week I'll have details on what I'm doing for my birthday.
Oh, I'm also going to be at Bosses That Brunch, too. I'm going to be at Bosses That Brunch on April 21st. So,
that sounds like a bunch of ladies getting drunk and drinking wine.
So a lot of mimosas.
All of my niggas, y'all need to be in the parking lot.
No, you guys really do
get rides home,
there,
pretending that you lifting Uber drivers.
Is allowed?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Guys,
hey, what time is it?
Ladies and gentlemen are invited. But we're celebrating women in business, entrepreneurship, grinding, all that other things. So if you guys have any sisters or like younger sisters or whatever it might be,
or you niggas need a couch to sleep on and a nice air mattress.
You know, taxes are still coming in.
Go there.
It ain't too late. What is it, April 14th?
Take you in.
April 21st. And then the next day is the
What's the tax deadline?
Oh, April 15th.
April 15th.
Which means, hey,
nigga.
people taxes gonna be hitting to the end of May. So it is not too late.
If you're looking for help and you're looking for a desperate young lady with a stomach pouch and big titties, you go there. And she will help you out with a little shit.
Oh my God.
Who are you talking about over anywhere over here?
The Easter egg bitches know who I'm talking about.
That nigga Cliff is a wild nigga,
This
man.
nigga done hid some eggs yesterday. That's what he did.
You hid some eggs yesterday?
He stashed some eggs away for the early summertime.
So is it on me?
Yeah, bro. It's on you, bro.
All right, man.
Oh no, Tori.
Oh yeah, no.
I ain't got shit, man. Y'all can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. It's T Rich. It's _TEE_RICH. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all follow me. I need help on Twitter, so y'all go ahead and follow me. Talk my shit.
Before you close it all the way off, everybody that want to send in music, cliffnotesradio@gmail.com. Send your work in.
Please
with
send that in.
permission for us to play it. We ain't trying to get sued. We can't
Hell
that
no.
shit. All right, so send the permission, send your tracks. We gonna play it. We show
Send the
love
video
to
links, all that.
And yeah, make sure you send it from the account that you posted the video from, because I get these nasty ass emails at the end of the shows when I post your music, and I have to go and email them that you sent me the email. That's why I asked you for the email. I'm just letting you know right now on this show, so I don't have to say this shit again. I need you to send me consent. We cool. I fuck with you, but the fucking powers that be will put me in a bad position, and I will stop fucking with you because you're trying to put me in a bad financial situation of paying somebody.
Right.
So, now that we got that out the way, it is me, Cliff. Yes, I have.
Like that shit changed while you was talking.
I want to thank everybody who bought a hoodie or a shirt. I sold out like really before the motherfuckers even got here. Like, all of the hoodies, all of the shirts are gone. That's why I didn't have one to promote tonight, because I wanted to actually like give one away for free. But niggas is supporting. So if you listening and you wanted one and you thought you was gonna get one for free because I was gonna pass one out, your ass need to save up $15 to $30. And
but what you can do, since you can't get a Cliff Notes sweater right now,
segue right into the in crowd.
Me on Instagram, UKNOWCASH. You can get you affiliated long sleeve. You know, I'll look out for you if that's okay.
No, man, listen, we good.
Okay.
Hey, this is.
Hey, I gotta give me one.
He's that chick at the wedding who just steals the bouquet.
Yeah.
And beat that bitch up, give it a black eye to get the bouquet. So
and if you a nigga that's breaded, you know what I'm saying, get the in-crowd shit, get the clip notes, and get a support the homie shit.
Right.
Nigga,
I'm gonna buy
like,
support the homie.
y'all niggas got, niggas that's breaded, man, y'all gotta support everybody.
Hey, y'all, we'll come
y'all fuck with us.
We can come
get
up
all
with a
of
package
them.
deal.
Hey,
we need to
get this shit popping on the website, nigga. We need to get the bundle.
You
We need to have the bundle packs. Call it the support the homie bundle pack.
New Amsterdam.
You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, the trilogy, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, look, y'all already know, man. Everybody over here hustlers, and if y'all ain't on getting y'all money and being about love and spreading the wealth and positivity to everybody else, then you're not our type of people. But tune in next week. Tell somebody else. If you didn't like it, tell me. If you do like it, make sure you tell a friend. We'll be here next week, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Love y'all. Tune in next week.
Hey.
Yeah.
Where we going out to, Jalil?
Man, we gonna fade out to some.